a question. Like for real. Like there is going to come a time where we are using bug proteins in our food.
Yes, we need to stop eating meat upon from the farting cows upon which tread upon this planet.
Any of the cows, to be honest with you, the ones that fart and the ones that don't.
No, the farts are the problem. The methane.
You keep saying that your dream job is cow fart inspector.
Yes, collector, not inspector.
Collector. Is that why you keep ordering mason jars?
These are just jars from my friend Mason, by the way. These are not like official Mason jars. Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang for another week. By the way, this is episode 700.
Incredible.
700. A little under 12 years ago, we started this show, and this is the 700th episode. We are closing out another hundo. Of course, we're not breaking off another hundo. That will be next week. But an incredible achievement in podcasting, other than most podcasts that started around the same time have done it way earlier. But yes, we're doing good. So.
But, who cares about the timing? You know, the to achieve this is no small feat.
No small feat. And speaking of no small feat, here's a guy with big ones, and you know what that means. He is in the movie John Wick 3, where he plays the TikTok man. Of course, he was on our Comedy Bang Bang. I almost said Comedy Death Ray. He was in our Comedy Bang Bang live tour episode from Chicago, where he played the Dink Dink Man.
Dink Dink, Mr. Wick.
Wait, is the Dink Dink Man in the John Wickiverse?
Listen, chapters 4 and 5 of John Wick are shooting. Is the Dink Dink Man in? I'm neither I'm neither confirming nor denying.
That always means you're confirming.
You know what? You don't print that.
Okay, I will not print that, yes.
But for real,
this is the
Mr.
one
Wick.
part I know Dink Dink, Mr. Wick. Every week, we send out the transcripts of the show for our hearing impaired listeners.
Yep.
And so this, unfortunately, will not be in that transcript. There will just be a big black bar. And
cutting it from
redacted.
the transcript. And you know what? It's been like, you know that you can get transcripts for any TV show.
Of course. Yes,
so
not just Oprah.
I've been reading all of Frasier, and it's so fun.
It's so eruditely written.
It's so fun to read Frasier transcripts.
I mean, the actors did a good job. We're not discounting them.
You know, I don't even know who the actors on the show were. I've just cast it myself in my mind.
Would it surprise you to learn that one of them was Kelsey Grammer?
Oh my, that is interesting. The character Frasier from Cheers?
Yes, that's the same Frasier.
Wait, so Frasier in the TV show is related to Frasier from Cheers?
He's not just related, my dear boy. He is the one and the same. He is the exact same human being.
Wow,
although
blown away, man.
Yeah, it's incredible because they never do bring that up in any of the episodes, do they? He's just kind of there in Seattle, and they're like, you know what? They
do. Every once in a while, he will reference an old haunt that I used to, or exactly, an old friend once told me, or I used to have a local bar kind of thing.
You know, the other thing about Frasier, and I don't want to get too into the weeds on Frasier before I introduce you, but he used to drink. He was basically a functioning alcoholic on that show, as everyone on Cheers was.
He was a miserable individual, yes.
Yeah. So he's there at a bar literally every afternoon. He sees his last patient at like 2:30, and then he's like, well, time to go hit Cheers. Yep. And he stays there all fucking night. He gets to Seattle. You never see him drink ever again.
No, he drinks like wine with Niles. He's
right.
He's got it. But yes, you're right. He does not. There isn't a bar inside. Yeah. Interestingly, the only bar inside the Frasier universe is his father's regular bar, Duke's.
Right.
Which is another blue collar bar. But he never goes to
Duke's, does he, Frasier? Because like suddenly
he only goes once. There's an episode of Frasier where the dad invites the boys to get a drink at Duke's, and the boys lose their minds because they're like, "Dad's never asked us to get a drink before." Like,
how many pages was that one?
That one, I read that one recently, and it was, they're all about like 40 pages or so. Anyway, so they all go to Duke's, and the dad really welcomes them, and it's very heartfelt.
But why would a guy move to Seattle and then change everything about his whole life? Because if I'm a guy who goes to a bar every single day around 3:00 in the afternoon, every day of my life, do I stop going to bars when I move to Seattle just because it's different? It's a different city?
I mean, here's the thing. Yes, if a different set of writers write that show.
Oh, okay. I got to get a different set of writers to write my show. You got my life.
Your life needs.
They need to write out the alcoholic part of it.
Your life needs new writers. It's like, it truly does. A little.
I mean, everything going on in the world is super interesting, and my life is very, very boring.
Because your life is like a lot about blogs. It just it feels old. It feels like it feels like your writers don't know any contemporary stuff. But for real, how long until we're eating bugs? I really want to know. I feel like it's coming.
Well, you say we all are eating bugs. Do you mean every human being on Earth, or do you just because there are a lot of people who do eat bugs?
No. I'm saying it will be yes. No, I know there are people and cultures that continue to eat bugs, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like having flour that is made of pulverized bugs.
Right.
Having like that is going to be, I think, as we try and move away from
things that we eat, I never would have thought we would have eaten when I was a kid. Pussy. I was like, never in my life will I ever do that. But then you develop a taste for it.
But you developed a taste for it.
No, I mean, I grew up the child of very simple descendants of farmers.
How long until we're all eating pussy?
Every morning you start off, have a cup of Joe,
a couple of bugs, and
a plate of pussy. This is a dream life. I don't know. Who knows what changes will
make a French press, grill up a couple of roaches, and chow down on some pussy.
Mm-hmm. Still going on this. Great.
This might be the pilot episode of Talkin' Tang.
I think we might be in Talkin' Tang. We're just going to slowly segue. We have been over the past 12 years into Talking Tang. You know him, of course, from such movies as The Dictator. Can't remember any other ones.
You've already given credits. You're going to give more credits now?
Sure.
Okay.
Just to reframe exactly who's talking. Or Look Who's Talking as well. You've seen him in Look Who's Talking, where he played a baby Bruce Willis. That a lot of people don't know that you were the baby that Bruce Willis voiced in Look Who's Talking 3.
Yeah, I played the baby at that point. Yeah. I was young enough to be the baby. And it's here's a behind the scenes. I recorded at the time all those lines. And so, but they just voice recast me. With Bruce Willis.
Seems like they would have. It's not too far off to think that they would have gone with the guy who did number 1 and number 2.
And I did both of those in my diaper every day on set.
Okay, here we go.
But also release the Mantzoukas cut.
Yes,
release
of course,
the cut of Look Who's Talking.
Look Who's Talking 3 with Mantzoukas, his baby.
There is a Look Who's Talking 3. It's called Look Who's Talking as well or also, and it's about the dog starts talking.
Right, yeah. No,
number 2 is they introduce
Rosie O'Donnell, yeah. But in the one that you did, the dogs are talking as well.
The dogs are talking as well.
Yeah, it's like, because they had to continually answer the question, look who's talking now.
Can you believe? And if they keep going logically, we're going to get to a point where like inanimate objects are going to have to start talking.
The bugs will start talking as we put them into our mouths.
As we pulverize them. As we
turn them into flour.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think bug flour would be fine. I mean, all it's going to take is one time for people to actually taste it and be like, yeah, this is fine. And then the nutritional value. Yeah, exactly. The nutritional value will, and then people will just be into it.
In a way that like alternative milks have now... now it's an episode of Drip and Milk. Wow, these are like all the hits. This is definitely
we've mentioned pussy, pee, poo, and now milk. Round the corner.
This is already solid stuff. Anyway, but alternative milks have like really made a dent in the marketplace in a way that, 12 years ago or whatever, a number of years ago, it was like a joke.
Even 4 years ago, it was a little like, I don't even know what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
4 years ago, what was it? Nothing. 4 years ago, what? 4 years is nothing in the blip.
4 years.
I've lost track of all time at this point.
Yes, we're living in the blip. We're living in the Marvel. We're in the Marvel blip.
What if this was the blip? Like,
what
in
if
the Marvel
this was the blip?
Suddenly, no one just disappeared from consciousness. They just went to an alternate reality where some weirdo is president. And
can I ask you a question? What if this is episode 700 of Comedy Blip Bang?
Oh no! Please don't tell me that.
Comedy Blip Bang is like a podcast that exists in the blip.
Please tell me Comedy Bang Bang exists in the real world. Please.
We don't know because we're still
I'm
in
not
the blip.
wasting my entire life.
Comedy Blip Bang. Welcome back to Comedy Blip Bang.
Comedy Bleep Bang as well. Where just almost every other word is bleeped. But you know him from such movie. Look, I'm running out of credits. What have you done? You know him from The League of Their Own.
There's no crying in fantasy football.
How many times did anyone try to slip that into a scene and the creators are like, hey, could you guys cut it out?
I think never.
All right, let's just introduce him right now. You know him from being on the show right now. Please welcome Jason Mantzoukas.
Thrilled.
Wonderful to have you, of course.
With you.
I love to have you on the Hundos. And would it surprise you to know that today is Easter Monday?
That does surprise me. Yes.
Yes, I was surprised that there is a thing that is Easter Monday.
Oh, I don't know whether... I'm sorry. I didn't even know Easter Monday was a thing. I thought you were just mentioning it's the Monday after Easter. I didn't know. It popped
up on my calendar, and I think I have a setting on my calendar of like list all holidays, and Easter Monday is today, which makes me believe it's a post office holiday, maybe just more of a federal kind of thing. But
so it doesn't connote, there isn't like a religious component of Easter.
I don't know. I mean, what happened?
Monday.
Yeah, what happened the day after he pushed that stone aside and was like, I'm back, baby. Was he like chilling on Monday? Like, okay, now it's time for some Netflix and chill. Hey, of course, I mean, Stone Age Netflix or Bible Netflix.
Are you sure he said, I'm back, baby?
Yeah.
I thought he said, somebody stop me.
And they're like, do we need to crucify this guy again? I mean,
because I think you're confusing it, because I do know that when he was on the cross, he did say, I'll be back.
He truly did. And that was the first time that he'd ever said it, and it was funny. And then he kind of ran it into the ground after that.
Yeah.
But how many days was it that he was outside of that cave and then until he like floated up into the sky?
Well, they put him in the cave. They put a rock over it, and then 3 days later they put
a ring on it.
They put a ring on it. Yeah,
and then 3 days later, on Sunday,
they opened it up, and he was gone.
Died on a Friday. I feel like this is Solomon Grundy. Died on a Friday, rose on a Sunday. On Monday, he hung out.
Yeah, on Monday, I think he broed down. I think it might have been a bro down, ho down.
It certainly may be, which you and I definitely have to do. I think this may be a bro down, ho down.
I mean, so far it's basically a bro down. The only things we haven't talked about, which we always threaten to, is comics. And
we can't talk about comics, though. We don't have time to do that. No one wants to hear us talk about comic books in a weekly show.
We'll save it for our episode of we talking CBs to CBB pals CBs.
Well, Jason, it's always great to have you, especially on a holiday like this one. And April is among us, certainly. And
April is among us.
And March is in the rear view, of course. And we no longer have to worry about that. Are you excited for the world to open back up? It seems like we're on the cusp of
I am
things.
Cautiously optimistic. I think on one of my last in-person activities was an episode of Comedy Bang Bang. I
believe it was. That was episode 650, I believe, which we...
Inside the Earwolf Studios.
Yes, which we taped mere days before lockdown.
And I was consumed with the fact that we were going into lockdown.
And we didn't believe you. We were like, Jason, you hypochondriac.
Yep. You guys mocked me, and I was like, just you wait, you'll see. And I tapped my fingertips together, and
we mocked your physical appearance, too, more than just what you were saying. We were like, we sort of got Lorenzo Lamas with you. We got like a laser pointer, and we're like pointing out parts of your body that we didn't like.
Is that a thing?
There was a reality show where Lorenzo Lamas, like, people stripped, I think it was Hot or Not, baby, where people strip down to their underwear, and then the judges would like have laser pointers, and Lorenzo Lamas was one, and he would point out parts of their body which were too fat or too weird shaped or something.
Got it.
Why are you on eBay right now looking for old episodes?
Okay, and wait, you said Hot or Not? Okay, great. There is a Hot or Not laser pointer. I just ordered it. Buy it now.
Great.
Anyway, I can't remember what we were just saying.
Well, we were talking about the world opening up. What's the first thing you're going to do?
I think, you know what I mean? I think it's going to be, much as I was very conservative about, I think we're going to go into a very long lockdown. I'm still pretty conservative about how we're going to open up. I still think, they just found a new mutant variant. They just found a new mutant. Sunspot and Wolf's Bane and Cannonball are going to check it out.
Oh, wow.
Bill Sienkiewicz is working on the character design right now. This is comic talk.
That's right. Of course, we can't do this. We cannot continue with this.
No
one wants to hear that from us.
We're not talking about the Demon Bear saga.
No, why would we? That's not what people want to listen to.
But I think I think re-entry is going to be slow. I think even though things are now open, I'm not going to go to the movies yet. I'm not going to go nuts. I don't feel like there's still.
You're not going to crazy go nuts, of course.
I'm not going to go crazy go nuts. There's still lots of people who aren't vaccinated. The virus is still going to circulate. Even if you have been vaccinated, you can still get it. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So what I'm excited to do is sit in like the backyard once.
You can do that now.
Yeah, I don't like to.
Wait, you don't like sitting in the backyard, but you're looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward to sitting in the backyard. No, I don't like to. I wouldn't do it right now. I mean,
you sitting in your backyard.
With friends.
Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
I was making the joke that I wasn't letting you finish. And
I see. One of your classic.
I'm looking forward to this. Being over and you understanding things that I'm saying.
I'm looking forward to this being over, i.e. life.
Well, we only have a short time on this planet. Tomorrow is not promised.
A tiny speck on this
comparatively, when you look at, I don't know, clouds or whatever. No, clouds last far shorter than we do, right? Well, you could be a cloud, so,
You could? Is that an option?
You could be a cloud.
If being a cloud an option?
Talking about cumulus nimbus, you might be a cloud.
Oh my God. That is I know I say this a lot, privately and publicly. Sure. You need to get back to stand up.
I really do.
You need to re-engage.
This, by the way, Jason and I talk every single week on a Zoom, and this is us like
this is
running out of things to say.
This is just it. Unless really,
this is what it is every week.
This is what it is. It's just tormenting.
And no one wants to hear these weekly Zooms we have, so we're not even going to put those out.
Especially not if we're talking about like Hellboy or Invincible or Moon Knight or any of that.
But I will say, Jason, you were the person who, when all of this first started happening, and you were one of the last episodes to tape in the studio, number 650. Which I believe had Dalton Wilcox and August Lint and and I shouldn't say his name. I retract that. But you were I was sort of the opinion of like, what do you think this will be like?
Devin, can you bleep out that name in the edit, please?
Yeah, we can't say of course.
Bleep it there too.
Can't do that.
So just keep bleeping it.
We'll just keep bleeping it. Otherwise, he'll show up. But I said,
are you still working on that song? Keep bleeping it.
Keep bleeping it. It's all about a song where there's a lot of curse words, and But you want to make sure the engineer knows. Please keep bleeping it.
Please. I know what I'm saying is egregious, so I'm going to need you to keep bleeping it.
We have no plans to release the unbleeped cut, so please keep bleeping it.
The chorus is keep bleeping it.
But you were, I said, what do you think this will be? Like 6 weeks, 2 months, we're back in, and you were one of the only people I knew who was like, oh no, this is going to be like, we're in for a year, at least. And so you were one of the people that made me take this seriously and sort of mentally prepare to hunker down.
And look, and it's been now more than a year. It's crazy.
More than a year.
But I do think, and I don't want to sound like a real downer, because I do actually genuinely believe we are the worst, is barring some kind of outrageous thing that we just don't see coming. I do think we're on the other side of it. I think the worst is behind us. There is actionable light at the end of the tunnel.
It would have to be something truly nutrageous to happen.
Yes. Yep. I listen to the news, or I turn on the news every day just expecting them to say something nutrageous has arrived. And, while they snack on that candy bar telling us about...
First news anchor to substitute the word nutrageous for outrageous wins, as far as I'm concerned.
What do they win, though? Tell them what they win, Scotty.
I'm not quite sure. Let's see. We've given away... memberships for life to CISO on this show before.
That's smart.
CISO's life, not your life. Well, Jason, it's wonderful to have you on this show.
Release the CISO cut.
Seriously, release all the CISO shows. That's actually a hashtag.
That is actually a hashtag.
I would love to get going. Jason, it's wonderful to have you on the show.
Thank you, Scott, for having me. Goodbye.
I want you to stay here. We, of course, cannot do a true bro down, hoedown because we have another guest booked. And I hope that's okay with you. But and I don't think that you have ever met this person, if I'm remembering correctly, which, who knows if that is what is occurring right now. But he is I guess there's no other way to describe him other than the way he describes himself, which is a royal watcher. He's from merry old England, the United Kingdom. He is a citizen of that country that has Brexited so recently. Please welcome to the show, and for the first time meeting Jason Mantzoukas, please welcome to the show Byron Denniston.
Yes, hello, gentlemen. Hello, lads. How are you over there? As we say,
across Byron?
The pond, yes. Coming to you from London.
That's funny, because it's an ocean, but you guys call it a pond like it's a little pond thing. That's funny.
Precisely. It's a bit of humor,
With a U.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We spell the word correctly with an O and a U, and then, of course, the R, which we both agree upon.
What do you think that was when people came over to America? They were like, I'm tired of not being able to be, worship the way that I want to worship. I'm tired of taxes. And I want to drop these superfluous U's in some words, not all words.
That's correct, yes. I think the Americans simply didn't understand why you might have a U there. The Americans are not very complex or nuanced thinkers.
Well, they weren't always America. What about these people? They started as you.
I feel like they were stripping it down. I feel like they were stripping it down to its essentials. They were like, we don't need the U's. We're just fine with these O's.
You can see that they were just very confused. A lot of them were kicked out of England, for being weird in one way or another, or terrible or stupid or hideous in some way.
I didn't know that. I thought that they just had sort of an independent streak that most Americans have had passed down to them, but they were weirdos. They were like UK weirdos.
Yes, that was the idea. You'll sort of tell yourself stories that your nation was founded by the sort of the most romantically rebellious people of Europe who've come to America, but it isn't really that way. It was more that the Brits sort of said, we're tired of these weirdos, put them on a ship and send them, and knowing that most of them will die in transit, which in fact they did, and that those that survive the trip will be slaughtered by the indigenous peoples and whatnot, and they'll be surprised by winter. Do you know how many of the early settlers of the Americas were surprised by winter?
I mean, winter happened in the UK, so
yes.
why would they be so surprised?
Good question. And yet again and again they were. They suddenly said, well, we haven't got any food, have we? Because it's winter and it won't grow. And they all died.
When did they land? Did they land in the springtime or something? And so they were like, this is beautiful here. And then suddenly... 6 months later,
I believe they got there just as fall was turning.
Oh, it's really beautiful time to be in New York.
Just because I think a lot of people don't know the first settlers that came were the original leaf peepers. They were like,
were.
We've got to go see the leaves change color. It's so beautiful.
Yes, so half of them died on the trip, and then about a quarter of them was slain by indigenous peoples.
Okay, so we're talking. There's a rough 25% who've made it there to Plymouth Rock.
Precisely, and they said to themselves, "Well, all right, here it is, October, whatever, November. Let's get to planting." And then in comes the frost, which they absolutely did not anticipate.
These are stupid people. Like, why didn't they leave earlier and start planting so that when they got there it was spring? And they're like, "Okay, let's start now," and then they would have food everywhere.
Because they were stupid, Scott, is my point.
Byron, I'm curious.
Yes.
Just because Scott introduced you before as a royal watcher.
Yes.
And we find ourselves right now embroiled in royal broiled.
Indeed.
In quite a scandal. And as someone who is not dialed into that at all, this is not my area of knowledge. I'm curious. I'm actually grateful you're here because I've heard it mentioned anecdotally on some Zooms I've been on and so forth. So I'm actually really grateful that you can help us understand what has happened with this the royals and the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry scandal.
And Byron, you've been on the show before, and you've let us in on the comings and the goings of the palace.
Indeed.
I seem to remember, wasn't it you talking about how the king was a stutterer and he had to give a big speech? Oh, no, that's the King's Speech. I was getting you confused with a movie.
You're confusing me with a fine Oscar-nominated film.
Not Oscar-winning, though. Were you upset about that?
About that it did not win the Oscar?
Yeah.
Yes, in fact, yes. And ever since then, I've not watched the Oscars.
The Oscars. I was going to say a movie.
What is your opinion, Byron, about the Netflix series, The Crown, which is itself...
Is it accurate? Is it what you've seen over there?
No, it's absolutely absurd. It's a complete fiction. It's ridiculous. The people on what you have on that show, gentlemen, is people depicted, but not by the actual people who they're meant to be. In other words, I believe that they've cast actors in most of the roles. Most of the roles have been cast with actors.
Yes. No. It's not a documentary.
Right.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
it's a fictional narrative that
there you are.
Is based upon true events.
But based upon true events as we understand them, right?
Well, it's absurd. It's absolutely terrible.
Do you think they should have cast Prince Charles as Prince Charles?
Well, they should have at least made the offer. And I know for a fact...
He is offer only.
I know for a fact that Charles in particular is a bit sore about that. That at no time was he approached to play himself. And who better? Who better?
As the guy who lived it.
Indeed. And he can look quite young, if that was the issue.
How do you mean? How could he look quite young?
Well, he makes himself look quite young, or you're saying in the how Martin Scorsese in The Irishman de-aged some of his older stars.
He made everyone have young faces, and yet they still have the same creaky old bodies and are moving around
themselves like elderly men.
Yes, I thought that was a powerful statement on the nature of aging. But,
okay, so you have seen that movie.
It was intentional, yes. But sometimes late at night, Prince Charles will get a sort of a contraption going where he tapes his excess skin behind his ears, and he'll sort of brush some hair dye into his hair and dye his eyebrows, and he'll dance about, and he looks very young and virile and
how do we know this? Because I haven't seen this in any of the gossip rags like The Sun and all that. How do you know this? I didn't know this was an official thing that happens with Prince Charles.
Well, I have sources and methods that are, shall I say, rather unconventional.
Oh, that's right. I'm sort of remembering you in previous episodes. What are those, or I guess
do you have informants in the staff at the castle or something?
Of course, yes. I also am very familiar with the system of dumbwaiters, and very often simply, I'm literally in the walls a lot of the time.
And you said you're familiar with the sister of dumbwaiters. I was trying to figure that out. But it's a system of dumbwaiters.
System of dumbwaiters.
So you're saying
my brother is a dumbwaiter. He does really well for himself.
You know what? You should meet my sister. What's she do? She's the dumbwaiter. Oh, I think that's rude.
She's a dumb waitress.
Indeed.
Do you use, I mean, it's, you're saying you're inside the walls. Are royal residences full of portraits with those empty eye holes that you can kind of look through?
Yes, they do. But these people are extremely intelligent and perceptive. And so when you're done looking through the empty eye holes of a portrait, you must replace the eyes.
With painted eyes or with someone like human eyes?
No, well, of course they have to be human eyes because when my eyes are in there, they're human eyes.
Obviously,
yes, the point of it is to be consistent.
You can't just replace it with painted eyes.
No. And eyes...
People would notice the difference. They'd say, earlier, that painting was looking at me with human eyes, and now it's looking at me with painted eyes.
And whenever you see a piece of taxidermy or something like that, it has glass eyes. And the reason for that is that eyes will decompose. And so I have to go, I'm acquiring eyes all the time.
I can only imagine that if one were to exhume Sammy Davis Jr.'s grave, everything would be gone by now other than just that glass eye at the bottom of his coffin.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Now, Byron, I'm curious about something. I am curious about something you just mentioned about how you are constantly collecting eyes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I guess I just didn't really... I wanted to make my Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes.
comment, and I didn't really listen to that. Yeah, you're collecting eyes?
You know what? We're doing both. I let you have your Sammy Davis Jr. moment, but I'm curious about these eyes that you are, quote, constantly collecting.
Yes, well, you see, there are, I don't even know the number, scores and scores of portraits through which I will occasionally peep at the various... At Balmoral, of course, there are portraits, and at Windsor Castle, and all the various royal residences. And so I need a steady stream of actual human eyes coming into my operation in order to stay well informed on the goings on of the royal family. And so I have arrangements with certain hospitals if someone has died and if they're not an organ donor.
How often do people not die in a hospital? It seems like every day.
Yes.
You say if someone dies in a hospital.
Not to be morbid, but this year must have been gangbusters for your eye business.
It has been fantastic. And as a matter of fact, I've got now a freezer full of eyes.
Whoa, a whole freezer.
Yes.
Byron.
Yes, it's a commercial freezer, you understand.
Commercial grade?
Yes, this is a commercial grade freezer.
Like restaurant grade freezer?
That's what I mean, yes, a restaurant.
Oh, is it a walk-in?
Yes, it's a walk-in. I have a walk-in freezer in my home.
Mind blown.
Full top to bottom. And I wish that I had started putting them in boxes or something like that.
They're loose?
So they're just loose? Wait, so you don't even have them coded by color?
No. I wish that I had begun that way.
So when you open the door, does it just like...
I'm afraid.
Steady stream of eyeballs?
So when you pick... Okay, so now I have a real question, Byron. When you pick an eye...
Yes.
And let's say you pick up an eye and it's a blue eye.
Sure.
Do you think I need to go through this freezer and find its matching blue eye, or will you just take
another
any
blue
other
eye
blue eye?
Or will any other color do?
Well, in actuality, because my eyes are blue and it's my eyes peeking through the painting, all of the eyes...
All the eyes are blue. The eyes are blue.
That's simpler.
Yes, it is simpler. However, there are, of course, different shades of blue, and I will sometimes spend hours looking for just the right
You're trying to get an exact match, yeah. So is there ever a time when you call up these hospitals and you say, hey, any blue-eyed patients in there about to croak? And they're like, no, we got this one guy. He's got blue eyes, but he's probably going to get better. Do you ever try to, I don't know, is there some sort of deal you can work out with them to nudge them along?
Yes, but I prefer not to do it because it's very expensive. It's one thing to ask someone, to pay someone to please get me the eyes of a cadaver. It's another proposition to say, please kill this patient so I may have their eyes. And it's not that it can't be done. Yes. It's just that it's quite a bit more expensive. Yeah.
So how are the relatives of these people who die? Why are they not noticing it in open casket situations? I guess dead bodies do have their eyes closed, don't they? And now the few times I've been to funerals, they always have. That would be very strange if they're just looking up at you.
If they were just like placed in an upright position, eyes open.
What if they're in the Burt Reynolds cosmopolitan position with a bag over their penis?
Yes, they never do it. No, but you can take a cotton ball and stick it in there, and then sew the eyelids shut, and that's what they do.
And that makes it, that gives the bulge, because you need the bulge, right?
You'd rather have the bulge, yes.
Yeah, because I guess without the eyeball, you have like a sunken in socket, and that's very noticeable.
Nobody wants a sunken socket.
No, certainly not, no. But anyway, yes, those are my sources and methods. Another thing I'll do sometimes is disguise myself. For instance, there was a photo that made the rounds of Queen Elizabeth's husband, Prince Philip, coming back from the hospital and looking rather old and rather ill, but that wasn't him. It was me.
Wow.
Yes, indeed, bit of makeup. And I've been, loitering about the Buckingham Palace, posing as a gravely ill elderly man.
So what happened to the real Prince Philip?
Well, let's just say his eyes are peeping out of a painting at Windsor Castle right now.
Dead ass?
I beg your pardon?
are for real?
For real, yes. His eyes are very close in shade to my own.
Oh, my God. Yes, that is incredible. Who's your makeup artist? Is it like a Rick Baker situation, or are you applying this yourself?
No, I can't apply it myself. No.
Wait, so are you currently impersonating Philip?
Yes, I am currently impersonating.
All the time?
Well, yes, a lot of the time, yes.
Wow.
I mean,
so that's got to be also like a pretty significant time commitment.
Well, I mean, Eddie Murphy in the Nutty Professor chair, that took hours. Are you doing the same kind of thing? And who's applying it to you?
I mostly keep it on. I've got a team of makeup specialists. Yes, a team of makeup specialists who've been flown in from Bollywood, as a matter of fact. I brought them
from...
nice.
Okay.
Yes, I didn't want them to be, too familiar.
To know too much about what's going on.
That's right. I wanted them to be confused because, of course,
Do they think that this is some sort of interesting project?
Yes.
Like an actual movie they're making?
Do they think, is it possible they think they're working on The Crown?
Who knows what they think? They speak some other strange language, but
okay.
Yes, but the answer is that I rarely take the makeup off, and I'm just there all the time. I don't have it on now, and it will have to be reapplied tomorrow. And right now, the only reason I can talk to you is because they feel that
they went out to a movie.
No. Well, Prince Philip has a habit of wandering off, and so right now, I dare say everyone at Buckingham Palace is in a tither. Searching up and
you
down
just wandered off to your
they
podcast
just assume
studio?
He's on a wander.
Yes, he's wandered off. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. I mean,
my pleasure. And I am very much in demand as a royal watcher with
I can only imagine. I mean, Jason, Byron here appears on telly shows and.
Yes.
What else?
Like what you might call chat shows in the UK?
Yes, that's right. Chat shows and whatnot, yes.
So you're very busy.
With presenters. It'll be me and a presenter on a chat show.
Right, instead of
at the weekend.
Sure, like you and like an Alan Partridge might have a conversation in front of a crowd.
I like how English shows all have like very strange old timey names, like the Old Grey Whistle Test.
Yes,
it's so strange to me.
Yes, that's a fine show. Yes.
What are some other popular shows that are out there?
Sometimes I'll appear on the Rusted Board.
The Rusted Board.
The rusted
board, which is really strange because when you think of a board, it's wood. So how could it rust?
Exactly. And that's what gets people tuning in every week.
That's why you tune in.
And yet everyone in the country watches these.
Yes.
Tens of millions of people every week.
The sunken doorknob. Sometimes
the sunken doorknob.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So how does anyone open the door?
Yes, exactly. You've got to tune in and find out.
Wow. Well, I know you're very in demand, but look, we have to take a break if that's okay. Can you stick around? And we want to ask you questions about what's going on with the royal family right now.
Indeed.
Now that we know your process.
I have explosive news for you.
Whoa.
Wow.
This is incredible.
And exclusive.
News.
Okay.
Yes.
This is exclusive. You haven't shared this with any other podcast.
Exclusive.
You were not on
explosive.
WTF earlier in the day with this?
No, he wouldn't book me.
Oh, okay.
You haven't been on any other podcasts talking about this.
I have not. This is the first time. But this comes out on Monday.
April 5th, yes.
April 5th, yes. I may squeeze in something more immediate.
Oh, please don't. It's just an exclusive.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, we need to take a break. When we come back, we will have more from Byron Deniston
as
with
long
this
as it's not
news.
wait, don't tell me.
Yes, please. Please don't tell me. Wait, don't tell me.
I love wait, don't tell me. I really think I would get 5 for 5 in the news quiz.
Please don't. Please don't tell me. It's wait, don't tell me.
All right, but please stick around. We will be right back with more Byron Deniston, more Jason Mantzoukas. We'll be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang 700 after this.
Periodic Talks.
Hi, I'm Gillian Jacobs.
And I'm Deanna Reasonover.
And we've got a new podcast called Periodic Talks, where we basically talk to scientists, engineers, NASA folks, and a bunch of really smart, curious people about cool stuff.
Gillian, I think most people would know you from your work on love and community.
And most people would know you as forensic scientist Casey Hines on NCIS.
So yeah, we're both actors. But what most people don't know is that we're both really curious and passionate about STEM. If we have a more diverse outlook in how we look at science and engineering and technology and math, then what else is possible?
Yes, I get so giddy when I get to speak with our guests. I get a chance to tap back into my curiosity, excitement, that I had as a kid about all these different topics. So come on this journey with us as we learn from some of the coolest, smartest people in their fields.
Periodic Talks is out now.
Listen on Stitcher, Apple, the SiriusXM app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Comedy Bang Bang, we're back here with Jason Mantzoukas of the
Hey-o!
Massachusetts Mantzoukases.
Yes.
That's difficult to say even one time, let alone 5 times and fast.
Well, give it a try.
I can't even start. Massachusetts Mantzoukases. Can't do it. Can only make it
tough.
through 2. It's tough. Tough.
Now you got to eat those bugs. Eat those bugs. Eat those bugs.
I mean, that was a thing on Fear Factor just 8 years ago, and suddenly next year we're all going to be eating bugs?
Well, but that was like eating live bugs.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like, I'm talking about to be clear, I'm talking about when will bugs be a part of our, how we make food.
Like you keep bugs in the refrigerator.
I'm not saying we're going to open up like a box of live, earwigs and start chomping down.
Does make for a very different Bugs Life franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly the humans are
it's a
eating
Pixar
them.
short.
They're in
It's a
danger
Pixar
of being
short.
eaten the entire time.
Munch, 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 nom, nom, nom.
We also have Byron Denniston here, who is a royal watcher. He's from the UK. And
Yes.
How was that Brexit for you, by the way?
Brexit, no. Well, I thought it was fine.
It's the British exit is what I'm talking about for people who don't know what it is.
Yes, indeed. No, Britain is obviously superior in every way to every other nation of Europe and the rest of the world, and so it made perfect sense to me not to be lumped in with the rest of them,
Right, yeah. Because you guys use the pound, you don't use the euro.
Yes.
I think I said euro like it was a sandwich, but it's a euro.
Ooh, I'm hungry too.
Yes, well, that has been a real problem with the currency, because a lot of people think they can pay with euros, and they can't, can they? It's a euro. But
Well,
no,
it's a kind of under the table thing. I spent some time in London last year, and you can pay for a lot of things with a lamb euro.
as long as it's lamb.
As long as it's lamb.
Some shawarma.
With some tzatziki on it.
Hey,
Right.
now we're getting into Jason's heritage here. The
dumping
Massachusetts Mantzoukases. Now, Byron, before the break, you said you had some explosive news, and people
Yes.
have sat through me doing terrible, terrible ad reads. Of course, award-nominated ad reads.
Really?
But they've sat through that.
Were you nominated for an Addy?
I truly was. And a Maddie. But people have endured this, Byron. They've sat through all this. They've been on the
My guess
edge
is
of
there's
their
going to be a
seats.
lot of people who are not normal comedy Bang Bang listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Who are only tuning in because they are Royals
Royal
watchers.
fans.
They're not
Absolutely.
Royals fans.
I think clips
you're
of-
a Royal watcher, so what's
Yes.
a Royal fan? Like do they have a name for the people who follow the Royals?
Normal people of England.
Okay.
Right, yes,
the
every
Empire.
citizen.
Everyone.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sure that news programs will be taking clips of this episode and playing them starting probably about now.
They absolutely will, yes.
So, and this will be newsworthy and this will be broadcast around the world. So,
Yes.
don't let that get you nervous at all. But millions, if not billions, of people will be listening to this episode starting about right now.
Yes.
So, Byron, hit us with this explosive news. What is going on with the Royals?
Well, all right, here we go. As you know, that American Meghan Markle and the poor man that she's led astray, Prince Harry.
Meghan Markle from Suits.
Yes.
Yes.
The woman from Suits, the Suits princess. They gave an interview and absolutely infuriated the royal family, absolutely disgusted and infuriated, and they are very angry with the entire public for everything that they're reading about themselves and furious. And so I have now learned, ever since I've been sort of posing as Prince Philip in Buckingham Palace, they've begun talking about instituting Plan 1. And this is something they've been talking about all the time. Plan 1, Plan 1, Plan 1. And I have finally determined what precisely Plan 1 is.
Wow.
And it is going to absolutely change all of your lives starting now. Are you ready?
And they've been saying they're going to put this into action at some time. Has there been conversations of like, should we really do Plan 1, and people debating it? And
there's been a lot of that, and there's been a lot of phone calls and meetings and Zoom calls and whatnot. And
how do they start Plan 1? Is it like a double key situation where two people are 20 feet apart and they have to simultaneously turn two keys? Or
Plan 1 will everyone has to converge upon the Netherlands as step 1 of Plan 1.
Oh my gosh. Everyone.
That's Plan 1.
Everyone.
Not
everyone in the royal family, or everyone in the world?
Allow me to explain.
Please continue.
All of the royalty of Europe. That means absolutely everyone who is titled throughout Europe is going to converge upon the City Hall in Alphen aan den Rijn, which is a building that looks like a spaceship and is a spaceship, gentlemen.
Whoa, it looks like one and is one?
And it is one. The City Hall.
Whoa.
In Alphen aan den Rijn.
Because, you're talking City Hall. At City Walk, there's a big spaceship that crashed into one of the restaurants there. That's
Really?
not a real spaceship. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
just
a
fake
real one.
This is a real one.
It is. Shall I share my screen with you, gentlemen, and show you?
I'm
Please,
looking
yeah.
I'm
Or are you looking
a
at it your
picture.
own self?
I Googled it, but please share it because I'm not finding a very good picture.
Share it with all of our listeners, too. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, you'll suddenly
share
share screen with
wow.
us. And
Yes.
wow, that looks like a Disney Hall ass building or something.
That looks like the ship that the Mandalorian uses.
It truly does, yeah.
Or the
And by the way,
Mandalorian, depending on who you are.
what's that dude who had the mandolin from the movies?
From movies?
Yeah, there was a guy who had a mandolin in a movie.
Captain Corelli?
Captain Corelli, that's the guy.
Is that right? Captain Corelli's mandolin.
Captain
That's that
Corelli's
guy.
mandolin.
Yes.
Dude loved his mandolin.
He did.
This is right here. This is the spaceship that will be taking all the royals, and as it blasts off into the heavens, it will fire several nuclear weapons, which will destroy the entire planet of Earth.
Whoa!
Only the royals will get away.
Only the royals will survive.
Yes,
Who do they get +1s?
Yes, absolutely. They can bring whoever they want, and that is why. Well, here, these are some of the people who'll be going along.
Oh, wow.
King Philip VI of Spain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Carl XVI Gustav of Sweden.
Right.
Oh, yes, all of these. Yes. And Philippe of Belgium. So many. All the royals will go, but the rest of us will be left behind. And that is why, gentlemen, I am currently, I don't know exactly when they're doing it, but it's happening very soon. They're already talking about flight arrangements to the Netherlands. I'm going to...
Wait, they're already... if they're at that step, it's happening very, very soon.
I think it's happening very soon.
So will you be included as Philip?
I will only be included. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, perhaps I will be included as Philip. Oh, yes, I've been thinking that I need to marry a royal, and I have a list of potentially available royals. But here I am.
Wait, aren't you impersonating?
I am impersonating.
Did you forget? That you were
I did forget. I could simply go as Philip. My God, it's the perfect plan.
But not if you've wandered off today and suddenly they find Philip's body.
Well, no. Oh, trust me. There's no finding Philip's body.
Okay.
There's no finding Philip's body.
I mean, if you're gone too long, though, they may presume you dead, and then you will have to marry one of the royals.
Well, listen, maybe I can pass this on to you, because there are several eligible unmarried royals.
Well, look, I want on this ship. It sounds like to me like it's a futuristic Noah's Ark kind of situation.
So you would abandon Kulop to marry some royal just to get on a spaceship? Wow.
Just to get on the spaceship, not even taking off.
Good to know.
Yes.
So who's out there available, and are they on Raya?
Well, the number one choice. Are they on Riot? What's that?
Raya, never mind. I don't even know.
Yeah. No, but it's Lady Amelia Windsor is probably the most desirable. As soon as this podcast drops, everyone is going to rush to try to marry Lady Amelia Windsor.
Where is she from?
She is from the UK. She was voted or named the most beautiful royal by Tatler magazine.
Wait, the most beautiful UK royal or the most beautiful royal of any royal family? Because you're talking about royals from Spain, from
we could marry any royal from any other country.
Yes. No, the Tatler magazine, which is a British tabloid, simply called her the most beautiful royal. Perhaps they weren't. They're speaking of.
Okay.
How old is she?
25 years old.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I could overcome the age difference, but I'd try.
Well, she's very sophisticated. She's 39th in line to the British throne.
Okay.
And yes, she's out there. She's a model. She works for Dolce and Gabbana.
Whoa.
Yes.
I mean, this sounds perfect. Look. Let's set it up.
Can I ask you,
all right,
Byron, are you yourself married?
No. I myself have never managed to be married.
So really, it's just going to be about, if you follow through on this, extricating yourself from this Philip situation in order to plug yourself into being potentially married to this new younger woman.
You know, the moment I heard this plan, and I was dressed as Philip and in full Philip makeup, all I began thinking is I've got to marry a royal to get on that spaceship.
Well, here's the deal. You don't want to be constantly putting on this makeup in space. I mean, what with the different air compression and quality and all that kind of stuff, like, it's so much easier if you just marry this hot 25-year-old model.
You're not going to be able to bring your team on the spaceship with you.
I mean, your makeup is just going to decompose out there in the pressurized compartments of
here's
space.
what you need to do.
Yes.
You're going to need to kill your Prince Philip.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Kill?
Well, I mean, you can't just disappear. He's going to have a very public
They'll be
death.
looking for him. So you're going to have to present a death narrative for him so that you can then not have to participate in that anymore, so you can go ahead and woo the princess that we were discussing that I can't remember her name.
Maybe you could be up there in full makeup at the top of Big Ben, and then like throw a dummy off of it into the Thames, and and then he's presumed drowned.
Here's the thing. I don't think that's going to work. I think you're going to have your team one last time put you in the makeup, and you're going to have to take one of those drugs that makes your heart stop. You're gonna have to take one of those like Mission Impossible drugs that makes it appear as though you are dead.
Yes. Also, if you're gonna do this and you have a full makeup team, and these I'm presuming they're the best in the biz.
Oh yes, they're wonderful. Yeah.
Why not outfit yourself with squibs? Get some stunt people involved.
Oh my!
Get some movie prop guns and stuff, and just have a big like Heat style showdown.
Scott and I are successful Hollywood screenwriters. We're not just a couple of jokers.
We can script this in an afternoon.
So it's a scenario where Prince Philip is perhaps robbing a bank and is
one last heist.
or if you want, you can flip it. Prince Philip stops a bank robbery.
He's a hero.
He goes out a hero.
Heavily armed bank robbers, covered head to toe in body armor, running out of a bank.
You, as Prince Philip, come in and John Wick, TikTok Mr. Wick, John Wick your way through all of the bad guys.
Yes.
Rescue the day, but then there's one bad guy gets one shot in and you go down.
Yeah, we probably want to outfit the bank robbers in something unique. You know how in the town they're in like nuns' uniforms and
something
masks.
Unique like New York?
Yeah, something like New York. But like, you know how in Baby Driver they have the Austin Powers mask. We want this to really
stand
out.
In style, they have the Groucho Marx schnoz and mustache.
Exactly. So we need something
in
iconic.
Point Break, they've got the Reagan, the president mask.
Yeah, the president mask. We need something really iconic for this to really pop. Should we spitball some ideas here?
I mean, you could have them all be like the various members of the Scooby-Doo gang.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like the bank robbers are a bunch of Velmas.
We may run into licensing issues with that.
We don't want that.
But we're not producing anything.
Well, this is going to be, there's going to be fictional movies about it years and years down the line.
Right.
That's not our problem. They're going to have to, that's them. They're going to have to license.
It's not our problem, but we have we're getting points on this as the screenwriters. So you think we should
choose something in public domain?
Yeah. like Robin Hood or a Christmas Carol.
So everybody wears green hats?
Ghost of Past, Ghost of Christmas Present, Ghost of Christmas Future. Everyone's dressed like that. And Scrooge. It's the Scrooge Gang.
Sure,
but also I don't like this.
You got Ebenezer in his nightcap. You got Jacob Marley with a bunch of chains.
This is how bank robbers, heavily armored bank robbers, are choosing to dress up
well, in
like
the town. They're
gang.
Nuns, and they bring out guns from underneath their robes and stuff.
But they're nuns with guns. I mean, that's fucking killer, man.
That's
nuns
true.
With guns. But listen, you don't have to worry about how this is going to appear to people in the future, because all of Earth is soon to be destroyed, lads.
I know, but I'm hoping we can get one of these projects off the ground before that happens.
You'd have to move fast. I mean, I'm already wondering if there's time enough to do all this. Plus, I've got to woo a princess.
Look, we're the fastest screenwriters in the biz. We can get this done.
And the furiousest.
We can get this done by the end of today. Let's put this into production tomorrow. Can you call your stunt people and...
You just, not your stunt people, your makeup people.
Yeah. Well, sure, but we need, I mean, you and I.
We'll handle that.
We'll handle
that.
Okay.
You just need to show up and we'll give you the script. We'll walk you through it. We'll block it quick. And then, because,
we'll block it on its feet.
Right. You need to prioritize.
Roll on rehearsal.
Lady Amelia.
Yes, let's roll on rehearsal.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And maybe we rent out the bank, we'll need a location manager for that, but we can work out all of this, and you have access to the Queen's jewels, so we can pay for all of this. But we're gonna get you totally squibbed up. Like, how do you want to go? Like, I'm presuming.
I just thought of something.
Yes.
I just thought of something that could be great.
Oh.
I just thought of something that could be so good, because also it uses something that you're not going to for much longer have use for. What if you are robbing eyeballs?
Robbing eyeballs?
Or the robbers, rather. What if the robbers are robbing eyeballs?
There's a safety deposit box in this bank filled with eyeballs.
Filled with valuable eyeballs.
Suddenly, in the getaway, they trip, and these bags of eyeballs just spill out all over the ground.
So people are like slipping and sliding on the eyeballs. Because they're frozen. They're frozen eyeballs.
Yes.
They roll all over the place.
So it's like an Animal House marbles situation, but with eyeballs.
Yes!
But with eyeballs.
Frozen solid eyeballs.
And you've got the eyeballs.
I certainly
because you've
do.
been collecting them for so long.
Yes, and all of them blue. Yes.
This is good. And then I'm presuming you want to...
It's the classic blue balls. The blue balls robbery.
The blue balls robbery done by the Scrooge Gang.
As it would come to be known if the entire planet
I
would not
don't
be
think the
destroyed.
Scrooge Gang is making it in. Okay, we'll talk about this when we get to the final draft. But I'm presuming that you want to die with like a headshot so that the body will be...
And a resume.
And you want to swap out a body... You want to do like a body switch. At the end.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, but I am going to be...
We'll need a real corpse, is what Scott
Yeah, you'll need a corpse, and you'll need a double for all of your makeup to put on the corpse. No, you want a corpse who can pass as Prince Albert, right? That's who we're talking about? Philip, sorry.
Philip.
I'm thinking of my can. But Prince Philip, you want like an old guy who then you shoot in the head so that, all the teeth are gone. You want to file off the fingerprints. I don't know whether you have a guy who can get you a body like that.
Oh, yes, of course, yes. That's no problem at all. I can have 3 or 4, and we can choose. We can audition 5 or 6 of them if we like.
Who's this guy who can get you this kind of stuff? I don't know.
He's from America, and he's just
probably the same guy that hooks him up with the eyeballs.
Yes, that's right.
Wait, does he wear snakeskin pants?
Oh, that's strange that you would guess that. How odd.
Okay, no,
because I've never seen a doctor working in snakeskin before, so it is interesting.
With a full snakeskin doctor's robe? What is it, a robe or a coat? It's a coat.
It's a doctor's coat.
It's a coat, yeah.
All of it.
Coats.
He had a snakeskin Doctor Strange cloak.
He's in a snakeskin gloves and a snakeskin hair protectorate on his head. And
a snakeskin mask.
Snakeskin mask, of course.
Incredible. This guy sounds like a really interesting guy. Well, I think this is a better plan for you, but do you have a plan then to sidle up to... This
Lady Amelia,
Lady Amelia, or possibly I may decide if time is really an issue to simply go after Princess Elizabeth of Thurn and Texas, who is 39. She's 39, and
that's not so bad.
Right, yes. She's she's a member of Germany's nobility in Germany.
Okay.
Okay, so you're marrying into German royalty? I mean...
Right. I mean, it's not as desirable, but it may simply be a bit easier.
It might get you on the ship, and that's
right.
Once you're on the ship, that's what you need.
Do you have a plan though for it to? Because obviously this romance needs to happen quickly.
Yes.
Do you have like a meet cute in mind? You know, like you're both walking down the street and you bump into each other or anything like that. I mean, you have to have a plan in order to woo this woman.
My only thought was to do an extraordinary amount of surveillance and then present myself as someone who is interested in all the things she's interested in.
I mean, this is the plot to a lot of teenage rom-coms. So,
right.
But Byron, I hesitate to tell you this.
Uh-oh.
I just Googled Lady Amelia Windsor.
Yes.
She is engaged to be married.
No.
Yeah. She's engaged to be married
no.
as of last year. She is engaged to be married.
We got to take her off the table.
You have to be kidding
And this
me.
is the source is, I hate to say it once again, the Tatler.
The Tatler's got this before you have it.
That's extraordinary, and they've had it for a year.
You haven't heard about this.
And
I tattled on it a year ago.
It looks like less than a year. It looks like July 2020 is when this came out. I don't know when they got engaged, but this is when this article is.
Oh, I spent most of the summer hiding in a crypt at Westminster Abbey. And so that's...
In the Prince Philip makeup?
No,
in case they found you?
This was before I'd started dressing as him, but I was hoping to overhear some bereavement, but
okay. So you didn't hear that news. Well, that's too bad. I mean, you got to scratch her off the list unless you can sort of get in there in like a rom-com situation where you're like, that guy's not right for you.
What did they say about the fiance?
They think hold on. Yes. Okay.
Jason, by the way, is moving things around like Minority Report in front of you.
Princess Diana's enhance quadrant 1. Enhance facial recognition quadrant 1. Enhance.
This is a relative of Princess Diana's? Is it a Spencer? What?
Princess Diana's glamorous niece is engaged to her longtime boyfriend, Greg Mallet.
Greg? She can't marry Greg.
No. It wouldn't do.
It would have to at least be Gregory or something posh like that. You're a Byron.
Guys, I have an update.
Whoa. Enhance.
Okay, ready? Yes. Enhance. 30-year-old Mallet, parentheses, nicknamed Grizzle.
What?
Close
Grizzle? Grizzle? Is this guy hanging out with Kavanaugh? Who is this guy?
You Prince are being... Grizzle? We will not have a Prince Grizzle. Not on my
You are being overlooked for a man who goes by the name
You're being elbowed out by Grizzle?
This is outrageous.
Oh, man.
This cannot happen. This will not stand. Not on my watch.
No.
The Grizz.
The Grizz.
That's the update? That's all?
I mean, that was pretty significant.
I know it was, but I was hoping...
bombshell.
I know, but I was hoping...
That's going to be played on news programs.
That was mind-blowing.
I was hoping the update
Grizzle? I was like, actually, I do know more about him. They call him Grizzle.
Yes.
No, the update is not they broke up. The update is he's Grizzle, which is even worse for you. I don't know.
No.
Grizzle.
That's absurd. Well, I think I may be able to make a case against him if I can get close to the lady. But if not her, listen, there's other choices. There's a few others. There's Princess Maria Olympia of Greece and Denmark.
Oh, she has dual citizenship?
Somehow, if you're royalty in Greece, you're also royalty in Denmark.
What a sweet-ass deal.
Sure is. There's Princess Alexandra of Luxembourg.
As a Greek man?
Here's what I'll say. According to the tabloids, Princess Maria Olympia of Greece is dating someone named Peregrine Pearson.
Oh, Byron, you don't stand a chance next to a Peregrine.
His name is Peregrine. You're fucked.
That does sound very good.
Between Peregrines and Grizzles, you're like... You're shit out of luck, man. How are you going to get on this spaceship?
All these people are pairing up because they know that Plan 1 is happening.
That's exactly why. I think you're right about that. Yes, they've known that Plan 1 is coming, and so they want to make sure they've got a mate up there.
So this is interesting because the Plan 1 situation seems to be being enacted, and inside of the Plan 1, your Plan 1 has now been to marry... I think you might need to keep your Prince Philip going because your Plan 1 was to marry Lady, what's her name?
What about the next one you mentioned, the 39-year-old?
The German woman.
The woman. Who was that?
Princess Elizabeth of Thurn and Taxis.
Texas or taxes?
Taxis. Thurn and Taxis. She's 39. And,
I mean...
by the way, she frequently goes by her nickname TNT.
Like the AC/DC song?
Thurn and Taxis.
TNT. Hot. I don't know. I think you could make this happen, but you have a limited amount of time. I mean, she may be on this ship within days.
Plus, we need to stage this eyeball robbery / murder.
Yeah, with the Scrooge gang.
God, it's a lot going on.
Again, it's not going to be the Scrooge gang.
Look, we can just go, let's table it for now. I think the Scrooge gang is dynamite. And I think it's
crazy because the guys are going to be weighed down by all those chains.
Sure, but then slipping around on the eyeballs, it's adding to it. Anyway.
Slipping around on the eyeballs, I love.
Levels.
I love that.
Of course you love it because you pitched it.
Wow. You know what? I love a lot of your ideas. I support you 100%. The Scrooge gang, I think, is just...
Give me the Scrooge gang, then.
It's a little silly.
Yes.
But it's not going to be silly once Prince Philip takes a headshot and just blood spattered all over the bank.
Scrooge is like the Joker, and his gang is just dressed up like the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future.
Exactly. Oh, that does sound good when you put it that way.
Exactly. And then you have, Annie Lennox. He presses, much like the Joker in the Tim Burton, he presses play on not a jukebox, but a boombox. And
Put a little love in your heart.
Put a little love in your heart plays from Scrooged.
Okay. Wow. I mean, I didn't see that coming. It's interesting now.
See?
Yes.
Can I ask a question? Can Buster Poindexter be in this?
Hell yeah! He's in it.
Buster Poindexter.
David Johansen, put the pompadour back on.
Put away the platform heels. Put the pompadour back on.
You're back, baby. Hot.
Did he die?
David?
No, I believe he's still alive.
He's still with us. Buster Poindexter died, yes.
Oh, David Johansen.
But David Johansen is
still with us, yes.
Very good. That's fine. All right. Well, that's the plan. Then we can forget all about...
today's Monday. We'll have this bank robbery on Tuesday. Prince Philip will be dead. They'll postpone. This gives you time, by the way. They'll postpone taking off because they'll need to do a funeral.
Yes.
At which point you can sidle up to Princess Elizabeth.
My God, it all works together.
When people are grieving, they suddenly get horny.
Of course they do. Funerals make people very amorous.
For those of you who always wanted a ringtone of Scott screaming the word horny, you're welcome.
Needle drop. This is good. This is a good plan. Horny! A great ass!
She's got a great ass!
Well, so Tuesday funeral, Wednesday you're married.
Right.
Thursday, up in the sky. Friday, we're all dead.
I'm thrilled that you gentlemen have expended so much energy getting me on the spaceship and have accepted your own fate to be blown to smithereens by the royals.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole swap thing of it all, of you with Prince Philip, that's the only part of it that's a little tough, the swapping the body. If only
we here at Comedy Bang Bang have a lot of experience swapping, whether it's life swaps or...
Yeah, life swaps, yeah.
There's been a lot of swapping in it's canon that people have swapped lives, wives, all sorts of things.
All sorts of stuff. But Jason, you and I have never done this kind of complicated body swapping thing. I mean, there was... Even though
whenever we're together, we always pee in the same fountain just to see if it works.
Just in case, but it never has.
Just in case, because it did in that movie.
But there was, I do remember...
The Jason Bateman, Ryan Reynolds movie.
I do remember about a year ago, we had a couple of guests
Byron, in case that's what you're wondering.
Oh, yeah, in case you didn't get that in the UK.
I can't remember what it was called.
Funny Wish? Something like that?
That can't be
Piss. I think it's called Piss Wish.
Piss Wish.
Piss Wish, I think.
Well, they would have changed the title in England because piss is more to
When are we going to stop eating bugs and start drinking piss?
By the way, that's what
you
we
eat a
will be
piss wish?
eating.
That's more of like piss swish, where
On
you
the
swish it
spaceship with
around
the
like
royals.
wine.
That's true. That's what people are eating on the spaceship?
Yes, yes.
They're going to have to do a water world kind of situation where they circulate their piss back into water?
Drinking urine and eating insects.
Seems like it's a water world. Seems like he didn't have to drink his own piss.
I agree.
Convert the water that you're on right now, dummy.
Like there are ways to desalinate water.
That are easier than you just drinking your own goddamn piss.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, you have to assume he's some sort of piss freak.
He's a piss freak.
Oh.
The Mariner is a piss freak. But look, wait, I will say, if you need a little...
Hashtag the Mariner is a piss freak.
Hashtag, let's get it trending. Byron, if you need...
By the way, I should say they go into that rather extensively at the stunt show at Universal Studios.
They do. That's how
Waterworld
it's
stunt
the
show.
first 20 minutes of every Waterworld stunt show.
Yes, they
It's the
explore
Mariner
that
drinking piss.
extensively. Yes.
But what I want to say is about a year ago, we had a couple of people on the show who were involved in doing a very complicated body swap. They were, as I recall, they were swapping members of a musical group. I know that you probably don't follow any American music, especially not American music that was inspired by the Americana of the 1950s.
I absolutely do not. No, I have no interest in that whatsoever.
Well, these gentlemen were trying to enact a complicated swap with the members of a musical group called Sha Na Na, which I guess in England it would be Sha Na Na. Something like that.
There's no pronunciation to the Queen's English.
Yeah, it's not.
So there was somebody who was making a very aggressive push to get Sha Na Na into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and when it looked as though that wasn't going to happen, I believe his plan was to replace the members with the members of the Doobie Brothers. Because the Doobs
another American band.
were sure to be admitted into the Rock and Roll Hall of
convoluted
Fame.
plan.
It was a very convoluted plan, but I tell you, I can't remember whether they pulled it off or not. But these
but
guys,
I do remember that it was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
And people loved it, and it was one of everybody's favorite episodes.
So if you needed their help, I'm sure we could get in touch with them. I know that they were there to assassinate this one guy whose name I don't want to mention because he would appear. If I did, we've bleeped it out of the show previous to this, but they were there. They were there to shoot him with a hog bullet out of a bun gun.
What are you talking about? Was this a dream?
I mean, when I tell you, Byron, that this is all actual content that has been so meticulously we are 700 episodes into this, and this is real. We are adults.
Real stuff.
We're adults who retain this information.
Can you
think about what we've?
Well, I've never heard of any of it.
Think of what important things we have forgotten about, or don't,
imagine.
or can't learn because
I don't remember my parents' names, and I remember
maintaining this level of insight into the canon of this nonsense.
Oh, there go Queen Elizabeth's corgis. I don't know.
Oh, there's the corgis. Yes, I gotta notify Andrew Lloyd Webber. He's very frightened of them.
Oh, yes.
He's not frightened of them. He likes to harvest their energy, I believe. Something like that. This is another bit of arcane Comedy Bang Bang trivia that
well, to someone who has no familiarity whatsoever with any of it, it sounds insane.
Well, do you want us to text these guys? Or?
Certainly, yes. I'll take any of the help I can get from anyone.
Hey, you know what? I already did. I already texted them like a half hour ago when we started talking about this. I already texted them. They're on their way.
Well, do they need to be on their way, or are they simply going to?
No, they're
tune
on their
into
way
the Zoom?
via Zoom. They'll join our Zoom group.
They're getting their internet hooked up.
So at some point we'll hear a little bing bong. We'll hear that distinctive bing bong.
We'll hear a bing bong. Yeah,
and
we'll hear some sort of chime.
Here I am. It's me, Dalton Wilcox.
Whoa! Dalton Wilcox.
Yep, that's right. You texted me to come down here. You said you got another problem to solve. The way I solved that problem with the bun gun and the hot bullet, right?
I'm Dalton, so surprised that you answered a text because
it is great to see you. Yeah. You look like you are in some sort of underground facility.
Yeah, that's right. These days I live in an underground facility and I project my text messages onto the wall of this cave. And I live here.
Like the bat signal?
Well, yeah, I can't look at, I don't handle them phones.
Okay. But you set up a complicated projector system with your phone?
That's right. Well, my wife Irina set it up. And I live.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah. I got married to a Russian whore.
Wait, is this on your own show?
Yes.
Yes,
We're now stepping into
that's not canon. That's
a different
canon.
complex set of canon for another show.
Actually, specifically, this information is from the bonus episodes of Bananas for
Bonus
Bonanza.
Anza for Bonanza?
Bonus Nanas for Bonus Nanza.
Okay, none of this is canon.
I will say,
I really resent you bringing that over into this show.
I'm a little offended you didn't enter this. You didn't enter the Zoom with a yeehaw, if I'm being honest.
Here I am. How's it going, fellas?
Great to see you, Dalton.
Great to see you, Dalton.
Dalton, this is Byron.
Hello, Dalton. Hello, Byron.
You guys are as opposite as day and night. You know,
I get what? Are you some kind of a city slicker? I suppose you can call me a city slicker, but I am. Oh my God, where are you from? Europe? This is a goddamn city slicker from literally Europe. Yep.
Yes, he is. I think you would probably think of him as a foreigner.
Dalton, thank you so much for reading my projected text.
Yeah.
And hooking up your Zoom so suddenly. I'm assuming that was your wife as well, who downloaded the app.
Irina is extremely adept at computers.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Is that how you guys met?
No, we met. She was a whore, and I went to the whorehouse.
Yes, you don't have to keep saying that.
Really. And it's a word that is like damaging. It's not a great
she's a sex worker. She was a sex worker.
Yeah, I fucked her and paid her, and then we got to know one another.
I'll allow that, I guess.
We got to know one another, and then I asked her to marry me.
That's just medical science.
Yeah, that's right. And now we because we live underground underneath a national park, she's found some cables down there, and she's basically got access to the entire internet.
So, just in case this is somebody's first encounter, Dalton Wilcox, you are a cowboy.
You're a literary
cowboy
author?
poet laureate of the West.
Yep, I am the author of the book "You Must Buy Your Wife at Least as Much Jewelry as You Buy Your Horse," and other poems and observations, humorous and otherwise, from a life on the range, as well as the follow-up book "You Still Have to Buy Your Wife at Least as Much Jewelry as You Buy Your Horse," and even more poems and additional observations, humorous and otherwise, from a life still being lived on the range by Dalton Wilcox, who also wrote the last book.
That's like the Look Who's Talking Now of the Dalton Wilcox.
Hang on, Scott. I think there's a third book.
Oh, that's right. Have you written a third? I don't think you had the last time I talked to you.
I am also the author. I am the author of the book "I Ain't Never Seen a Cowboy Eat Hummus and Other Foods That Cowboys Have Also Not Eaten in My Presence," in addition to poems and observations about living life on the range, humorous and otherwise, by Dalton Wilcox. And all of these books are by Dalton Wilcox.
Of course. And they're sold at B. Dalton Wilcox as well. Now we have to take a break. But this is great that you're here, because our friend Byron here, he has a very specific plan for which I think you are uniquely equipped to help him with.
Oh, does it involve cowboying?
Not per se, but guns, certainly.
Okay, good.
6-shooters, and the like.
And swapping?
Yeah, swapping. That's a cowboy type of thing, right? Just swapping things.
If you say so. Look, I'm happy to help. I'm happy to take a break from this goddamn water skiing competition. I have to now.
That's right. What? This is the yearly waters.
Yeah,
it's coming up, isn't it?
It was just done as a ploy to get our hands on that fella.
But
now you're locked in.
I'm locked in. People look forward to it.
Yeah, you were for people who haven't heard the previous episode. You were making this, and we're going to take a break in a second. But you were making this water ski competition for hot dog.
Yeah,
we gotta bleep it. We gotta bleep it.
Okay, we'll bleep it.
Well, we was just trying to lure him in so we could shoot him in the heart, but
right. But he moved his heart
with
and
a bullet made out of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so listen to those previous episodes.
By the way, if you're listening to this and have not listened to that,
what are you doing with your life? Let's take a break.
Well, that's my situation. I know nothing about any of this.
We'll explain
very
it, but
confused.
We need to take a break. When we do take the break, instead of listening to these ads, just head over and listen to those previous episodes. Catch yourself up. When we come back, we will have more with Jason Mantzoukas. We'll have more with Byron Deniston. We'll have more with Dalton Wilcox. We will be right back with more Comedy Bang Bang after this. Comedy Bang Bang, we're back here. Jason Mantzoukas, who of course, of the Massachusetts Mantzoukases. And during the break, he signed off on the Scrooge Gang. I'm so happy.
I did not. That is a lie. That is a lie.
He is
you are
fully
a liar.
on board.
When you see Scott Aukerman in public, when we open up, you just scream
Say
liar.
hey, young man, of course, and then liar.
Liar. Say hey, young man, and then as you're walking away, just scream liar.
I will say, if I get a vote, I do like the Scrooge Gang because no one's going to mess with the ghost of Christmas future.
Yes, all he has to do is point at a grave and you're dead.
Terrifying.
Ooh.
And of course, that is Byron Deniston, who is a royal watcher, a professional royal watcher, of course.
Indeed.
And we also have Dalton Wilcox here, of poet laureate of the West, not the Old West, just the West.
I'm a cowboy poet. I am the poet laureate of the West, and I host the podcast Bananas for Bonanza.
Which, how many episodes have you gotten through at this point?
Well, the problem with this
episode by episode breakdown of the TV show
Bonanza,
which and just speaking honestly, Dalton, as a fan, is like maybe my second favorite show that is breaking down a TV show that is about frontier living. My first favorite show is, of course, the Deadwood Boys.
Oh, God damn it. Fuck that.
Hosted by Cram Daniels.
Yeah,
and
we had that asshole on our show, Cram Daniels.
That's a great show. I love
Deadwood Boys.
Deadwood Boys
so
is terrible.
Good.
I don't even know how they do it, because I've got a problem with our own show in that Bonanza only had 431 episodes. Now you look at Deadwood, and what do they do?
I think that was
10?
into 30. They were 30.
It's
and
just
a
close
movie.
to 40, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that's a podcast, but anyways, that's what it is. We break them down. So far, I believe we've done 16 or 17 or 18, and
you're also delving into anything in the Bonanza-verse as well, like Little House on the Prairie and Highway to Heaven.
Well, it comes up from time to time, every once in a while. Yeah.
And on the bonus episodes, you did break down quite a bit of the TV show The Mandalorian.
We talked almost exclusively about The Mandalorian on the bonus show.
Can I ask, is Little House on the Prairie the Bonanza prequel, and is Highway to Heaven, is he an angel because he's playing the same character from Bonanza and he's dead?
Wait a minute.
Wait, that's not true, is it?
Yes, well, that in the same way that everyone thinks that, I want to say Byron, but no, it's Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad is playing the same character from Malcolm in the Middle. He's just gone crazy. In the same way, is not Michael Landon playing the same guy in all three?
Oh, well, okay, so it's not literal, it's a fan thing. Okay, got it. Okay, so.
I mean, I'm a fan, and it's my theory, so if you want to call it a fan theory,
that's fine. It's a fan theory.
Bonanza takes place in the 1860s, and Little House on the Prairie takes place in the 1870s.
So I thought it was swapped, but okay.
I guess it's a sequel series where Little Joe has changed his name to
Pa. So, I mean, it's possible because they only call him Pa. No one ever calls him anything else other than Pa.
Yeah. I'm hard pressed to think of the family name on that show.
It's the Wilders.
Or is that Almanzo's name?
Is that where Van Wilder was from?
Yes, Van Wilder is the descendant of Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Ingalls. It's the Ingalls.
Ingalls. Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote the books. Is what you're thinking of.
Yes, and so it's Pa Ingalls. That's right. But
Ingalls.
But he took her name.
Are we? This is
Little Joe took her name.
People are screaming at their radios right now because everybody listens to the show on the radio.
Anyway, I think
I have no idea what any of this is, but if you want to talk about Man About the House or Are You Being Served, I can reminisce about telly with the best of them.
Are You Being Served, the sitcom that's set in a department store?
Yes, that's right. It's wonderful. Very funny.
Faulty Towers.
I remember Are You Being Served because at a certain point in my youth, PBS used to run Monty Python, which I became obsessed with. Then they started running Faulty Towers, which I also became obsessed with. Then they started running Are You Being Served? And I was like, hang on, this is trash.
They finally got a good show. Are You Being Served? Wonderful. Oh my goodness, the hijinks and confusions and things that would happen in that department store. Hilarious.
Well, speaking of hijinks and hilarious, Dalton, the reason that I texted you and your wife projected that text upon your cave wall is because Byron here is in a very complicated situation where he needs to do what can only be described as a body swap.
All right.
And I know that you have a lot of experience with that, with swapping the members of Sha Na Na with the Doobie Brothers.
Well, I was actually trying to prevent that.
You were.
That's how I remember it.
I think that was the goal of the person whose name we've been.
Well, who better than you then to know, because you were trying to prevent it.
Yep.
It's like Tommy Lee Jones. He would make the best fugitive because he's the person trying to catch the fugitives. He knows all the tricks.
Well, you could almost say he knows what's up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, I did just tee it up, but don't worry about it.
I don't know if I'm going to be qualified. The only time I've ever really done a body swap was I had a ranch hand who was having a problem, and we came up with a whole ridiculous contrivance where he was going to rob a bank and he was going to get shot, and we were going to have a makeup team.
Dalton,
wait a minute.
Dalton, you're saying the exact thing that Byron needs.
Wait a second.
This is a 1-to-1. This is apples to apples.
Are you saying?
I just want you to know, Dalton, that Scott and I came up with this idea independently.
Parallel thinking.
This is parallel.
We're not ripping you off.
Okay, this was not. We didn't rip you off. This is not derivative of you. We're not trying to. We can go to the WGA to arbitrate.
We mailed it to ourselves too. That's the other thing.
Oh, you did?
We put it in an envelope and mailed it to ourselves.
Yeah, that doesn't really work. But
I know. but stories about it have survived for 3 decades.
That's true. But I don't doubt it, because nobody has known about this until now, and I probably
which bank was this that you did this with?
Bank of the West.
Oh, of course.
It is.
BOW.
Yeah.
Yep. There was a robbery there, and we just had to do a body swap because the fella needed to stop pretending to be somebody that he wasn't. And,
This is exactly what Byron needs.
Really?
Okay, now here's the thing. Byron, we're trying to do this for him because he needs to extricate himself from he's now successfully taken over the life of Prince Philip.
Yes.
Yeah, and if Prince Philip were to just disappear, they would suddenly bring out the corgis who would sniff for the body, and he doesn't want the body found because it would lead back to him.
And then the queen is going to say, who let the corgis out? And what happens then?
It's so complicated.
But I'll tell you this. I say they'll never find the body of Prince Philip, but there's a chance. We need to figure out some way to truly get rid of the body.
Or what if you still have the body, swap it? We're trying to do a body swap here.
No,
or has it been decomposed too long?
It's and not only that, but hacked into bits. It's been decomposed.
We need a fresh old
Well, you
man
know
body.
what? Maybe we might need an explosives team on this. We might. Need
Hello, it's me, August Lint. I just got your text.
Oh, August, thank you so much. I may have mistakenly texted both you and Dalton, thinking that you were both trying to do a body swap on the last time we spoke.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he and I worked together the last time we spoke.
You remember Dalton, and this is Byron Denniston. I don't know whether you have ever met.
I don't think I know Byron Denniston. Hello, Byron.
Hello. Hello, August Lint.
This is really where it gets interesting.
August Lint is from Germany, who
Obviously.
we were just talking about one of their royalty, members of their royalty. Who was it?
Oh, really? Yes, I'm very proud of our royals over there in Germany.
Yes, we were just speaking of Princess Elizabeth of Thurn and Texas. I'm going to try and marry her.
Oh, sure, I know her.
You do?
I know her. She's a very, very big fan of factories and pretzel factories in particular.
Oh, she's a pretzel head.
She's a real pretzel head. She stops by all the time at Schmeideberg Pretzels just to walk around and see what everybody's up to.
Well, wait, if you're a friend of hers, you could assist maybe Byron in getting close to her.
Like a little bit of a setup here.
Yeah.
I would be more than happy to
be a
listen.
wingman.
Yeah, I could be a wingman. She is absolutely beautiful, and I would go for her myself, except that I'm very, very happily married.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you might want to hear what Byron has to say vis-a-vis the future of life here on Earth before you decide you wouldn't.
You may
want
to get into a thruple situation.
You might want to.
No, gentlemen, please don't propose that.
Okay, I'm just saying if it helps you.
Listen, it's just I've known August a lot longer than you, Byron. So.
Yeah, I'd be more comfortable.
I'm looking out for my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I would love any assistance I can get from you, August, to get to know Princess Elizabeth. And already the information that she's a fan of pretzels is hugely important.
I mean, okay, you're at the funeral. Okay, everyone's crying. Prince Philip was shot in the face by the Scrooge gang. And suddenly, you're there next to her, and you have a bag of rolled gold, and you open it up and offer her one.
That's not going to do it. Rolled gold? Are you kidding me?
What does it have to be?
It's got to be Schmeiderberg pretzels.
Okay, Schmeider. So, look, you don't happen to have any that he could get at a moment's notice, do you?
Absolutely, sure. I mean, I don't know how.
We'll overnight these.
I'll overnight you some Schmeiderberg pretzels.
So I mean, that's a great lure. It's good.
She's on the hook at this point with a pretzel.
Wonderful. Yes, I'm snacking on pretzels at the funeral of Prince Philip.
Hard, crunchy pretzels.
Crunchy, loud pretzels.
She'll notice you because she'll be able to hear it echoing through
and her mouth will salivate. And you know what a salivating mouth does? It leads to all sorts of things.
You know, I do have to say, one of the prides and joys of our products is that they are considered to be the loudest pretzels in Germany.
Wow. You haven't tested them in the world?
Do you know how many dBs they clock in at?
It's like 3,000 dBs or something like that.
That's a loud.
Wow.
That's a very loud pretzel.
That is a deafening crunch.
That's like a cannon blast.
That's like Black Bolt speaking.
That might be too loud.
No, it's just right.
Well, I don't know. But you might want to switch to the rolled gold.
You might want to dip those in water or something.
Yeah. Unless that gives them an extra snap, I don't even know.
You're not allowed to eat them after 9 o'clock at night.
This is like a gremlin situation with the pretzels. Amazing. So this is a good plan, okay? So we've got that part of it covered. You'll be the wingman.
I'm the wingman to get him married to the princess.
So you can be like, oh, have you met my friend Byron?
Oh, what? So I have to get invited to this funeral as well, huh?
Well, if Prince Philip were to die, would you be invited?
I am a lowly salt inspector for pretzels. I don't know.
First of all, do you even have the time off to do it?
It's very tight this year. We only have 12 months of vacation this year.
Oh, only 12.
Yeah, but it's not all together, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, but wait a minute. Let's. I think we can reverse engineer this the other way, which is, I think that if Prince Philip were to die, Princess Maria? What's the German
Elizabeth,
princess's
right?
name?
Princess Elizabeth.
Princess Elizabeth would no doubt be invited to that funeral.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And as a friend of hers, perhaps you, August, could volunteer to escort her to the funeral.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Byron, you can. We just got to figure out how to get Byron. on site.
Yeah.
We got to get Byron on site so that
I got an idea.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
Dalton coming in with a fix.
Here we go.
When the funeral is in progress, so we're at the graveyard and they're putting that body in the ground, Byron and I will simply parachute in.
Like paratroopers?
You don't think that'll be noticeable?
Wait, and by the way, why are you parachuting in as well, Dalton? Your work is done at this point.
Oh, is it done? I've been dismissed at this point.
Well, I mean, you're doing the body swap, unless you want to hang out. I don't know.
Well, I was thinking.
No. I mean, I think Dalton is essential in the planning and execution of this.
Okay,
but does
he wants
need
to see it through to the
on
end.
site. I'm
Does it need to be boots on the ground?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, well, I am wearing boots.
Well, but
boots
you know
and
what? If
spurs
things
on
go
the ground.
sideways, I want a guy like Dalton Wilcox
that's a good point.
on hand.
That's a good point. Yeah. So you're the literal wingman.
Right.
And you're accompanying Byron to the funeral. And so everyone's distracted by the lowering of the coffin. And that's the perfect time to camouflage your...
Byron, are you going to want, as an individual going forward...
Yes.
Are you going to want to have a life that is suffused with German things, German film, German language, German food? Like, you're going to be eating nothing but like
knockwurst. Yeah.
Knockwurst. You're going to be eating a lot
all the
of
worsts.
All the worsts.
Yes, no, I absolutely understand the concern, but otherwise I'd have to do something about the grizzle. That's
and that's off the table at this point.
That's the only way.
There's no knocking the grizzle.
Oh man,
I don't know.
If you want me to kill, is he a grizzly bear? Because I've killed a number of grizzly bears.
Unfortunately, no. But
it's not. It's a young man who just goes by the nickname Grizzle.
But.
Well,
Byron, don't say anything. All right, just be cool for a second.
All right.
But this guy Grizz, there's something fishy about him.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, he's...
Here's what I'll say.
All right.
He could be a monster.
Oh, really?
Now, I'm not sure what kind. I mean, he seems like he might be a party monster.
Yeah, which is close.
Which is
Close
dangerous
enough for horseshoes and hand grenades
in and of itself. But also we don't know. Like we don't know him well enough. He could be a very handsome, good-looking creature from the Black Lagoon, for example.
I think he might be a portrait of Dorian Gray type guy here who's sucking life energy out
or
of
a
everyone.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If he's from England, dollars to donuts, he's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
So
that's the natural
which side
habitat.
of it? Which side do you think Grizz is? He's got to be the Hyde.
No, he'd be a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And
sure, but I mean, as the Grizz, I think it's Hyde coming out.
So you think Greg is
Dr. Jekyll.
Greg is Dr. Jekyll, and Grizzle is Mr. Hyde.
Well,
I mean, that's it.
We've cracked it.
That's it right there.
This guy maybe needs to be taken out of the picture.
Greg Mallet, it's Dr. Mallet and Mr. Grizzle. Dr. Mallet and Mr. Grizzle situation.
Yeah, this is a classic Dr. Mallet, Mr. Grizzle.
Classic
Textbook.
DM and MG.
Yep. It'll be my pleasure to slaughter this fool. My goodness.
Okay, so then this opens the door to Lady Amelia, and you don't even have to go to Germany and eat all those bratwurst and knockwurst.
But then in August, we don't need you anymore, though.
Oh, boy.
Well, I don't know. What are you going to do with the body of the Grizzle? I could turn it into hot dogs.
Hey!
Wait, now that's interesting.
And Prince Philip's body, too. I'm happy to turn any of these bodies into hot dogs.
What if you were to feed them to Mitt Romney as well?
Sure, that's fine with me.
Okay,
feed it to anybody.
I just can't I can't help but feel like he might say, like, what's up with these hot dogs?
Who, hog? Would say what's up?
Really?
No. Mitt Romney,
Gentlemen, you are coming damn close to saying the words that will conjure hot dog.
I'm intentionally pausing in between, so it's two different sentences.
Space.
Everyone knows it's two different sentences.
Or just reversing the context of them. Hot dog, what's up is different.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would have to be a comma, not a period. It would have to be like, what's up, hot dog, to really...
What, Scott?
What?
Oh, no!
What's going on, guys? It's me, Hot Dog.
Hey, Hot Dog!
Didn't I kill you? I thought I killed this guy.
This a gun that I made out of a hot dog bun and a bullet that I made out of a hot dog.
Scott, stand back. Let them figure this out.
Okay, but I have to get involed and just remind you.
Scott, let them figure this out.
All right, go ahead. You guys fight it out. Let them fight.
I have no idea what's going on here. Let me be the voice of the audience for a moment and say I simply don't understand.
Be the referee. Here's what happened. The last about a year ago on episode 650, Dalton and August here tried to shoot Hot Dog with a hot dog bullet.
Tried to? Hell no. I shot him right in the heart.
You shot him, but did you move your heart? Hot Dog, you had disappeared. You were gone at the end of that episode.
So here's the situation, and it's very confusing.
Why wouldn't it be?
I had a decoy heart in my chest.
Oh.
Right. And my main heart, the heart that's really doing all the work, is in my left thigh.
Oh.
And so I felt that I was dying because it really hurts to have a hot dog shot into even a decoy heart.
Sure.
I can only imagine.
I thought
you had pain sensors and receptors there put into the decoy heart?
Of course.
Can I ask, just out of curiosity, what led to you thinking, you know what I should do? I should put a decoy heart in my chest and move my actual heart. Like, did you anticipate something like this?
Yeah, or is it the Boy Scout motto, be prepared? What?
Yeah.
Well, no, I knew when I decided that I was going to try to bring about the apocalypse by getting Sha Na Na inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and fulfilling their prophecy, that this was going to be dangerous business and that I was going to need a decoy heart.
God damn,
Okay,
that
that makes
explains. See, that explains why we took a chest X-ray out there at that water skiing contest.
Right.
Which, by
and
the
you
way,
found it was just moved slightly to the left, was it?
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was surprised, Hot Dog, that you fell for it. That in order to enter the water skiing contest, you had to have a chest X-ray.
No, I'm not surprised. You got to have a healthy heart to water ski, man.
Sure, of course.
And by the way, I'm doing that. I'm doing it again this year.
Wait,
you know
what?
it's a trap.
Yeah, I know, but it's a really
as
good water
Admiral
skiing
Akbar
contest.
would say it is a trap.
Yeah, no, but it's true. It is really a top-notch water skiing contest.
Yeah, I mean, you're more proud of that than anything. Even your books, I would say, Dalton.
Oh, I don't know about that, but there is an entry fee of $8,500, and we put it all back into the contest. So it's,
yeah, of course, yeah.
it's fantastic.
So, Hot Dog, you escaped after episode 650. What have you been doing since then?
Well, ever since then, I've been continuing my campaign to get Sha Na Na into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, of course.
Didn't work this year. They're not even nominated, I believe.
That's true. Someone's knocking on my door.
Oh, really? Maybe
yeah.
it's the ghost of Christmas Future from the Scrooge
check on
gang.
it?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Who's answering?
Who are you with? Who are you holed up with?
Who's
Hot Dog?
That person is like, who's talking to me right now?
I'm at the Sha Na Na house, as a matter of fact. Can you believe it?
The Sha Na Na compound?
The
Yes.
Sha Na Na mansion?
I have
The
been
Sha
invited.
Na mansion?
Is it Casa Na Na?
Casa Na Na? How'd you make it there?
I have been invited in here, man, because I have really proven my bona fides as a guy that is trying to help them fulfill the prophecy. And we are working hard because they put out the nominees for the next Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions.
Yeah.
And Sha Na Na isn't there, but I've come up with another foolproof plan this time.
What's your plan then to get Sha Na Na in there?
Well, when you look over the list of nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, one of the ones that's definitely got to get in is Tina Turner. And
Sure.
Yeah.
so what I said is, and this is what we're going to do, Sha Na Na is going to change their name to Tina Turner.
Oh!
And they are going to show up and accept the award.
This is foolproof.
It's
Why
so
has
much
no
easier.
one thought of this before?
It's so much easier than the Doobie Brothers plan.
This is legal. It's above board, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will never see it coming.
And this is the only trick
Jan
to it.
Wenner has no idea what's
No
fucking coming
idea.
his way.
This is the only trick to it is when they say, and
Jan
now
Wen.
here to accept the award, Tina Turner. All the members of Sha Na Na have to get to the podium
Get to the stage
before
first.
Yes.
Tina Turner. So
it's a race, and
what
she's
we're
got
do-
she's got those long legs.
She
Well,
does.
here's the thing that's going to be, I think you can do this
Long
pretty
strides.
easily because Sha Na Na, the beauty is Sha Na Na won't be invited, right? So they won't be in the audience.
Right.
They could
can
be posing as waiters.
I was just going to say they can be backstage hands. They can be stage hands
Grips.
on stage,
Yes.
so that boom, the minute it's announced, they are on. They're already
just-
there.
Yeah, they're
and
there.
3 of them do that as a side job anyway.
Okay.
I think Tina Turner, as fast as those long legs can take her, she'll never get there before Sha Na Na.
Well, I think you're right because what we're doing mostly every day, we wake up early and we run sprints. And
Yeah.
some of these guys
Do time trials.
are in their 70s and
I mean, but so's Tina Turner.
What's interesting is what I can't help but wonder is now I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but somehow do the royals know that this prophecy is nigh? Bill Nye, the science guy,
The science guy, of
is
course.
nigh, and that's
when is
why
the
they've
ceremony?
triggered. That's why they've triggered Plan 1 because they know
Yeah.
that once Sha Na Na successfully, as Tina Turner, gets inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Ragnarok will begin. The Earth will come undone. Earth angels will appear on Earth, and Sha Na Na will fulfill their prophecy, bringing about the end times. And if the royals know that, and that's why they're getting on the Mandalorian's building, the ship that looks like a building that looks like a ship. Are these connected?
Yeah.
well, I have overheard quite a bit of conversation about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the context of Plan 1, but I thought they were just changing the subject and talking about American music for whatever reason and making
But
small talk.
why would the royals talk about American music?
I'm
Yes,
gonna
I
go
wondered
one
too.
step further.
They
I'm
would be
gonna go
talking
one
about
step
Duran
further.
Duran and
Can I ask you a question,
One
Hot
Direction.
Dog? I have a question for Hot Dog.
Okay.
Do you know personally any royals?
Do I know personally any royals? I mean, the only royal I really know is Lady Amelia Windsor.
Wait a minute.
Which one is that?
Wait.
She's
Lady
39th
Amelia
in
Windsor,
line to the British
who dates
throne.
the Grizzle? Do you know Grizzle?
Oh, I know Grizzle. Yeah. Grizzle and I go way back.
What?
Grizzle is a water skier, you guys.
So is it
Grizzle
possible,
is a water skier?
Of course.
Is it possible, Hot Dog, that you have told Grizz and Lady Amelia about your plans to do this, and that has perhaps triggered Plan 1?
Well, of course I've told Grizz. I tell Grizz everything. Well, your friend Grizz is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He's about to die.
Oh, my God.
I'm just now noticing in this article, when I read further down, it does name Hot Dog as Grizz's intended best man at their wedding.
Of course. Yeah, man. I can't wait till those two get married.
Oh my God. I mean, this is like a huge battle now between almost, you could say, good and evil in a way.
Wow.
And I haven't said anything in so long.
Well, hey, it's lovely to hear from you.
But I'm so thrilled you're still here, August.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well,
By the way, I'm right now on an international tour of closed amusement parks and makeshift morgues.
okay.
Just to let you know my thing.
Good to hear. I mean, I wasn't really interested.
Are the
thank you.
closed amusement parks functioning as makeshift morgues?
Well, yeah, I didn't think so at first, but that's the case. Yeah.
So it's just you alone, the only living thing on a roller coaster that's full of corpses?
Yeah, that's right. Some of them are. Splash Lagoon in Erie, Pennsylvania is a tremendous makeshift morgue.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're here in the
And
States.
a wet morgue
It's
as
just
well.
full of dead bodies. SeaWorld, all of the SeaWorlds are full of dead bodies.
Yeah, they're going to make a documentary about that, and then even less people will come.
Just think of all the eyes.
Okay, well, yes. Well, look, I don't know that we're going to resolve.
Like all of you. It's like all of you have some really interesting, bizarre thing that you're obsessed with.
Not me. I'm a regular cowboy.
Sure. I don't know that we're going to resolve this on this show. I mean, Hot Dog, I think Dalton and August don't want this to happen, and Byron, you do want it to happen. So, I mean, look, it's
I don't even know what you're referring to anymore.
I think you want to take off in the spaceship.
Yes.
I mean, all of these things, if they unfold according to plan.
That's true. Yeah, Hot Dog will be a member of Sha Na Na and will be one of the Earth Angels.
Yeah, and so we will be living in the dystopia that exists once, hopefully, Byron, after we have swapped the Prince Philip with the Scrooge gang, TBD. Once Prince Philip is on the spaceship and has exited with all the royals, we will live in the dystopia.
But wait a minute. I have an idea. Jason, can I talk to you for a second?
Where?
Just right over here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, everybody else mute your sound.
We're going to go into a breakout room.
Breakout room,
Okay.
yeah.
We're going to go into a breakout room.
Okay.
All right, Jason, here's the plan.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Sha Na Na, we all know that if they're inducted, if they get to that stage before Tina Turner, and they get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, suddenly Earth Angels happen. It's the apocalypse.
I think if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Our only hope, truly, is if we can kill Hot Dog before he successfully replaces Sha Na Na and Tina Turner. Once again, it all comes down to
killing Hot Dog.
The world lives or dies if Hot Dog does.
But you know what? He told us where his actual heart is.
That's what I was going to say.
We tricked him into that.
Now, what we need to, when we go back, we need to communicate. We need to communicate in code to Dalton what he needs to do.
Yes.
But that Hot Dog won't realize.
Okay. What code?
I don't know. We're going to have to
we're going to have to figure it out. Okay, guys, come on back here.
Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen is beautiful, but we're back. I was just telling the guys.
We weren't recording you guys. We were recording us for some reason. That sounded like a fascinating conversation.
So also, actually, guys, please don't listen to the app.
Yeah, don't listen to the app
when it drops. Don't listen to the app.
Don't worry. No interest in it at all.
What are you interested though, Dalton, in continuing to shoot hot dog bullets out of hot dog bun guns? Like, is that something that you are now like into?
Well, I only ever did it the one time, and it did feel to me like something that I'd like to experience again.
That's the kind of hobby that I feel like you could really you could really do something with, really dig into more and try more and different kinds of targets,
Right.
I have to say, I have missed the experience of trying to make food into bullets. I've been doing it a little bit in my spare time.
Yeah,
well,
really?
What have you tried?
I've tried to make applesauce into bullets. I tried to make whipped cream into bullets.
You might want to try some harder foods.
Sounds delicious.
I tried to make pudding into bullets.
Oh, here's an idea for a food that you could try to make into bullets. Thai food. Thai, but isn't that funny how you can mispronounce it as thigh?
Wait, you want to make bullets out of?
All I'm saying is
Scott,
bullets.
Can I talk to you?
Bullets into
Scott, can I talk
bullets
to you?
into
Can
thighs.
we go to the breakout room?
Bullets into thighs is an interesting idea.
Okay, now that's interesting. To make a bullet out of thighs, though, is actually
but
that's
bullets,
not what we were talking.
No, but when you say thigh and bullet next to each other, it's an interesting idea. A bullet going into a thigh.
You know what? I was wrong. We should have talked.
Then what code are you trying to get us to do?
I should have talked.
Let's just tell him.
You are.
Hey, I'm starting to think I shouldn't have told you guys my heart is in my thigh.
Dalton,
shoot him.
They're not in the same place.
Over Zoom.
I'm underground at an undisclosed national park.
Don't you have the Zoom setting where it shoots guns?
God damn it! Let me. I got to download the latest version.
Wait, is Zoom an American company?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, you can enable a setting that shoots a gun out of the camera.
God.
All right,
but that's not going to work unless Hot Dog's thigh is facing the camera.
Hot Dog, face your thigh to the camera, would you?
This is ridiculous. You fucking blew it, Scott.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put my thigh right up to the camera. I'd be crazy to do that.
Hot
what
Dog,
wouldn't you?
Do you have any idea right now what you'll say at the when you're called upon to make a speech at Lady Elizabeth and Grizz's wedding? Like when they call you up to be the best man, Lady Amelia and Grizzle, when they come and when they say, and now Grizzle's oldest friend, his name is Hot Dog, please welcome
fellow water
to the
skier.
stage. Fellow water skier extraordinaire.
Will you like it? Will you like marriage is like water skiing? That's a great place to start. Use the metaphor.
Well, I was going to, that's
it's
the whole.
Bumpy.
I've given a lot of speeches at weddings,
Scott.
As you can imagine, and I talk a lot about. I talk a lot about how, you've got two water skis and they both need to be going in the same direction, man.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I guess our plan didn't work. We'll see what happens this fall, I guess.
Yeah.
This fall is when the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, we'll see if Tina Turner makes it up to that stage. Keep us abreast of what happens.
Well, it sounds like one thing we could do is work on Tina Turner's sprint speed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great to hear from you, August.
I thought I would chime in and say hello.
Thank you so much.
Before it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, look, it is almost time to say goodbye, but we're running out of time. We only really have time for one final feature, and that is a little something called Plugs.
Been a little while since I heard your name out loud. Wondering what it is you're up to now. Well, if you could see me, you would know that I am weeping. I just wonder if you'll share the love. Tell me about your plugs.
Ooh, baby. That was Share the Plugs by Small Time Napoleon. Amazing. Thank you, Small Time Napoleon.
Nice.
And I guess we're back to singing about plugs, especially after last week when it really seemed like people were just uploading their SoundCloud tracks that had nothing to do with plugs.
Oh, is that right?
I appreciate getting back to the subject at hand. Guys, what are we plugging? Jason, what do you have to plug here?
I will plug just last week, I think, a TV show came out, an animated show on Amazon called Invincible, based on the Robert Kirkman comic book that you and I just read all of it recently as part of
That's right. We read all 150 50 issues or so,
whatever it
148,
is.
I believe, somewhere.
We read all of them, and I'm a voice in that. It's awesome. The show is fucking fantastic.
It's a great comic. Robert Kirkman, friend of the show, he created the comic, and it's a great comic.
Show. He's very involved with the show.
And I hear it's really great. So
it's
you're
great.
in that.
It's on Amazon, and also Close Enough, which is another animated show that I'm on HBO Max. Just released season 2. That is also hilarious and very funny, and also, of course, as always. How Did This Get Made? The podcast.
Okay, wonderful. I want to plug Freedom, which is the other show that I do with Paul F. Tompkins and Lauren Lapkus. That comes out on Thursdays, and that's just us sitting around and shooting the shit and playing games and stuff, so people can subscribe to that and listen to it. And then all of you guys, do you have plugs together, or do you all have separate plugs?
I think while you were in the breakout room, we were all talking about all the very many things we're all going to each plug, and it will take a while.
Okay. I didn't know you had that kind of time.
A lot of different things. No, really, I just want to plug my upcoming wedding, which of course will be televised throughout the world, whether it is to Lady Amelia Windsor or to Princess Elizabeth of Thurn, Texas.
We don't know. It depends on the Grizz situation.
Yes, exactly. And I want to...
What's up with that Grizz biz?
Well, he's as good as dead, but I just want to promote...
I don't know that you should be on Byron's side, Dalton. I'm getting lost in mythology a little bit, but anyway, go ahead.
I have no idea, but I want to promote Bonanas for Bonanza, which is probably coming back for to do the remaining 412 episodes.
And this is something that I'm not in charge of, and people shouldn't be writing messages to me. Is that right?
I have told all of my listeners and fans to get in touch with you about it.
Yeah, I've noticed this.
Yeah, I've said it's Scott Aukerman's decision. And so, yeah.
As a fan of the show, and I mean this, I've listened to every episode. I've listened to all of the bonus episodes on Stitcher Premium. I am imploring you, Scott, to let them
I don't know that I have anything to do with this.
If you are listening to this episode, please... At Scott Aukerman, hashtag let us have more Bonanas.
Please write to Jason
Bonanza.
instead, and that is at LILYYILY. Please write to him.
Yeah, whoever you write to, make sure it's Scott Aukerman.
And to be clear, just to be clear, Dalton, in case people are not familiar with it, it is Bonanas for Bonanza. That is the name of your podcast.
We spell bananas right. It's B-O-N.
It's not bananas for Bonanza.
So it's very hard to find.
As much as you would think it would be. It is
very difficult to find podcast.
Very difficult to find podcast in a long history of difficult to find podcasts.
Yeah. And I want to promote, we're coming out Schmeideberg Pretzels with a pretzel sound baffler. And this is it's made of acoustic blankets, and it's like you sit in it to eat your pretzels.
This is like a muzzle for a gun.
So you don't go deaf chomping into just 3,000 dB pretzel.
Oh well, we've been selling earplugs for a long time, but this is so that maybe for late night snackings.
Got it.
If you want to do that.
And just to be clear, your earplugs are just soft pretzels.
Yeah, you put the soft pretzel in the ear. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
And then there's what about you?
Hot dog. Me, hot dog. I just want to promote...
looking right at you, of course I know.
Yeah, the Kickstarter for Sha Na Na, because they have not been able to perform live at any state fairs or casinos because of the pandemic.
Are they behind the rent at the Casa Na Na?
The Sha Na Na house?
Casa Na Na.
Casa Na Na. Yeah, the landlord is being real cool, but we don't know how long.
Wait, who's the landlord?
It's going to last.
Oh, no.
It's a rental. It's a rental, guys.
Okay. It's not anybody we know, is it?
I doubt it. He's a theatrical director, and he's being very cool.
Oh, no.
Cool.
All right, is Casa Na Na on the water?
Is it like a houseboat?
Is it a houseboat?
Oh, yeah, it's a houseboat.
Okay. Oh, boy. All right. Look, we're gonna close it up, but we would have one of your wonderful remixes, but I wanted to get some clean audio for Jason to hear the closing up the plug bag theme for the first time. So let's do it. Let's close up the old plug bag.
I don't want this.
When you see something open, get a rope up and start to twist. Then you find that you're getting a little I missed.
What? No.
You think you're crying and you know what to do. Get up in there and do what you do.
You what they do and do?
Open it up. Open up the club.
This is worse than ever. They don't. I don't even feel like their hearts are in it.
And don't mess around with it.
See, this is confusing.
Make sure you don't mess around.
This is clumsy.
Don't mess around. You make sure you don't mess around. Don't mess
around.
Don't mess around.
This is like a bad improv opening. This is like the beginning of an unsuccessful Herald.
Don't mess around and don't mess around. Don't mess around.
So what I'm hearing is don't mess around. Sounds like don't mess around.
Shit.
Oh, God. So you loved it, huh?
I didn't. Like, it really was just really arrhythmic clapping and the words "don't mess around."
That's the worst song I've ever heard, and I'm German.
Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for being here. Jason, great to have you on. Thank you so much for being here for the past 12 years. And Byron, so good to have you on the show. I was so happy you could meet Jason here. Good luck with your impending robbery. We'll get you the pages tonight. And
good luck with your impending nuptials.
The nuptials, of course, yeah.
So
to whomever you may marry, yeah.
So much going on. Very excited. Thank you.
So much going on. And Dalton, great
and
to
I
see
feel
you.
like we really got to the bottom of all of the drama in the royal family that's been going on lately.
Oh yeah, we really got to the
really
bottom
cracked that code too.
Yes, as always, right to the point.
August Lint, it's so good to hear you chime in occasionally.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm here to chime in,
It's so
just
good
tell
to
you what
see
I'm
you.
up to.
And Hot Dog, it's great to have you here. I'm sure the fall we'll see what happens with that race to the stage with Tina Turner.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to win because we may be able to do it as a relay.
Oh, okay. That would be good. And then Dalton, wait a minute, where'd Dalton go? Dalton's no longer on the Zoom.
Oh, interesting.
That's the edge.
Huh, it's almost like,
why.
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder where he went to. Like, that would be strange if he suddenly...
the last thing I saw him do was put on his gun belt.
Yeah, his holster, his
holster,
hot dog holster. His hot dog shaped holster.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, whoa. Oh, no, Dalton Wilcox is here, man. Oh, no. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm here to shoot you in the thigh. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. He got him in the thigh.
What? Hot dog.
Oh, he's down on the floor, bleeding heavily out of his leg.
Dalton, you got him. Thank God.
Yep, I got him, and that's the end of that. And so I guess none of the other stuff we talked about is necessary.
Dalton, look out behind you!
Oh, God!